The meaning of life. What a grand topic, right? Instagram has been showing me some reels and videos from different people who have been asked about the meaning of life, from Will Smith to Sadhguru to many other people. So it's been a fascinating subject that I've been enjoying hearing people talk about. And I want to share with you what I have found in living a very fulfilling, meaningful life and how I was able to receive that, I would say. I wouldn't even say create it, but receive that. I mean, here's the first thing, okay? Number one, we have to want it. We have to want meaning in our lives. We have to have that burning desire to create that, to have that kind of experience as the experience of our life. Because without wanting it and sort of perusing or wondering about it or contemplating it, I don't know, sort of half-heartedly, we're not going to find that. And that's true for anything in our lives, whether that's a job or a relationship or really anything. Unless we really want it, my experience is that it doesn't really come to us, so to speak, or we don't find it, we don't create it. So the first thing is to really want meaning in our lives. The meaning of life, we'll get to that at the very end, okay? my 2 cents on that, or my experience of that. After 20 years of being on a spiritual path and being a celibate monk for the last 8 years and tens of thousands of hours working with people, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the first thing, want it. Want to find meaning, to feel meaning, to create meaning and fulfillment out of our lives. Number 2, pursue it, meaning do something about it. Leave the confines of your mind and your desires and be in action around pursuing some meaning in life. Maybe that's reading books. Maybe that's going to a coach or a therapist or a teacher, a spiritual teacher. Maybe that's going to workshops on personal transformation or spirituality or religious functions, things like that. Like, really look and pursue it, because here's what I found in my life. Anything I have wanted deeply and pursued, I have gotten. Now, there are things right now that I want and I am pursuing that I haven't gotten yet, but I know that I will because I've practiced this very simple formula for a very long time. And here's the thing. We don't have to know how we're going to get things. In fact, if we look at the formula that creates results, there are 2 components. There's desire, just I want this. Then there's the how we get it, and that creates the results. The formula of how much is desire and how much is how, if we look at percentages, it's 100% in my experience and what I've been taught as well. It's 100% about desire and 0% about how. The how will get revealed as we have the desire and take action. Right? So all this to say, pursue the meaning that you want to have in life. Now, here's the thing. Number 3, this is my favorite part of this 4 steps of creating a meaning of life for you, okay, is create it. Now, this is something that doesn't occur to most people, is that, well, I want to find it. And it's like, and this is so much about the human constitution, is that we look for things outside of ourselves and not within. Now, I'm biased because I'm a monk and I found great fulfillment by turning my gaze, so to speak, within and finding fulfillment and meaning from within myself. So if you really want to find it, that's the way, right? Is to turn the gaze within and spend time with yourself. To spend time with yourself, dropping into your heart, being with yourself. And if there's hurt or pain, then there's healing to be done. It's simple but not easy all the time, right? So this third part is about creating meaning. So we want it, we pursue it, and then the key is really creating it. So if we want to feel fulfilled, create fulfillment. I know how that sounds because I'm hearing myself say it now. How do you create fulfillment? Well, there's a lot about that in some of my other videos about creating fulfillment, obviously. But here's in a nutshell. We can actually generate feelings and experiences. That's 1. Number 2, we can generate circumstances and conversations and relationships that create meaning and fulfillment. So we might go into relationships and share with someone that we really trust and can be vulnerable and connected with. I'm really searching for meaning in my life. How have you done that? Right? There's a humility that comes with that question. There's a curiosity and an openness that comes with that question and with that dialogue. And what will happen is that life in its grandiose beauty of existence and beyond, and its manifestation of pure consciousness, will find ways to bring the meaning of life in its fulfillment towards you. And it will eventually feel like you are creating it. If you allow yourself to have that narrative, to have that view on life, that I am creating a meaning for myself. Now, here's the thing. For a lot of people, when we say you can create this, what gets in the way are beliefs that I can't do this, it's not possible, that's frou-frou, whatever else. But it's just, it's a law of life, we could say, is that we are creators of our life experience. And we can create anything from discord and to harmony, from hatred to passion or love, right? We can create anything. And when we start to be earnest about that path of creation, what can get in the way is this belief, that a limited belief that we may have, that I can't do that, it's not possible for me, there's all these obstacles, whatever it is, right? But I assure you, because I am an example of this, I went from a very normal suburban Wisconsin upbringing kid who had no real desires or real passions or really any talent, to having a deeply fulfilled, I would say, successful life for me, right? Very comfortable in my profession. I love my profession, actually, my passion. I'm doing many things with many different people and different organizations in different roles that are all fulfilling for me. It's not a coincidence that they're all fulfilling. It's that I've created them to be that way. Yeah. Because I had to face a lot of my limited beliefs around wealth creation, around relationships, around my relationship with myself, that actually like pain wasn't good or emotional turmoil wasn't that actually that helpful for me in the long run for who I wanted to be and how I wanted to feel. So all this to say, the third piece is to create meaning and fulfillment, and we will find the meaning of life. Now, here is the awesome, cool thing about the fourth step of this. Eventually, meaning and fulfillment finds you. If we spend time, one, wanting it, having that burning desire to have more meaning and fulfillment in ourselves. Two, we pursue it with our actions, and earnest and sincere desires fuel choices that we make around how we spend our time in our lives, who we go to, who we connect with, who we learn from. And then third, we practice creating it, that we confront those limiting beliefs, that we can actually create a life that we want, and that having deep meaning and fulfillment and discovering the meaning of life for us is possible. Oh my gosh. The last thing that happens is that it finds you. Meaning and fulfillment comes to you and finds you. And it may come from the outside in terms of expressions of relationship or career opportunities or circumstances, or it may find itself inside of you as a feeling. And most of the time it happens in both ways, but sometimes one comes before the other. So it finds you. So all this to say, here's my meaning of life. Now, what I sincerely know is that there is not one meaning of life that exists for every person. In fact, I strongly know I know that each person's one expression of their life mission is to find and discover their own meaning of what life means to them. And life, again, in its grandiosity, in its eternality, in its infinitude, in its glory, in its expressions of love. Not like the life experience of life beats you down. None of that, right? For me, it is what I've discovered for myself and how I've articulated it is to serve from within the path of enlightenment. And every time I say that, it provides a lens for everything that I do in my life. Because for me, real fulfillment comes from service. I don't know how people feel genuinely deeply fulfilled without being of service to something or someone in their lives. And then for me, this is the path of enlightenment, to realize what and who I really am as light, as love, as being, as infinite, which I know about myself, but I don't experience on an everyday moment. So I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment or like this if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you like this content. And I love you. All my best to you.